What can we learn by the Messiah's choice of Matthew, sorry for the traffic noise, as a disciple? There's actually a much deeper meaning that Ruach Spirit hit me with this morning. And he was a tax collector. And because he was a tax collector, right, he was not looked well upon in the Yahudim society. And with that, it was, he was looking at the world. He's like, I'm really good with numbers. I can go in this direction. I can make a decent life for myself, an honest life for myself. That's what I'm supposed to do. What's wrong with that, right? And most people, right, to the worldly standard, we would go, well, there's nothing wrong with that. That makes sense, because that's what most people are doing, because we're that far away, right? But on the other side, by the Messiah, Yahushua, selecting Matthew's heart was in the right place. And that's why when he was called to follow, he did. He left that entire thing, right? Thus proving everybody that was saying that his heart was in the wrong place wrong. On top of that, right, it's a demonstration that those of us that think we are too good, we're following the path too well, that's pride, right? We think we're doing it so much better than somebody else. But if we're actually called, can we actually follow, right? So it goes a little bit deeper, and what the entire selection process really reveals to everybody is exactly what I've said about the gospel, right? Sin is everything that we think and do that is in opposition to the Father's will. We think of it as like good and bad things, but that then puts it into the human standards. No, it literally is our ignorance of the Father's correct way of life, right? Now follow me with this. Yahushua the Messiah, him dying on the cross, him giving his entire life, his life story, right? That is the gospel. Well, that's the message that is supposed to remove our sin. How does it remove your sin? Because it shows you the correct way of life, which isn't a religious set-apart life like the Yahudim were living. That was vain repetition, and it was a culture of traditions of men. And it also isn't the world's way, where Matthew was using his skills to prosper. What does that mean? It's neither. Our entire human way of life is wrong. We're to tap out and follow the Messiah at any cost. And the deeper that we can do that, the more faith that we can develop. Does this make sense? I hope so. Because it's literally whether or not you actually can do this on whether or not he will say that he knows you in the end, right? Unless you were one just crying to him, Master, Master. But he needs those that are following him. And everybody likes to argue with me on this because they haven't given it up yet. They haven't given enough up yet to agree with me, even though it's not my opinion, it's scripture. On a basic thing like what the gospel is. But what does Paul tell us? Paul tells us that anybody that brings you a different gospel is accursed, including us or an angel. Meaning if we lose